We are just counting down mere days before the start of the games, and the ministry thought it fitting, as we've done over the past few years, to introduce Team St. Lucia to the St. Lucian public and give you, the members of the team in particular, an opportunity to be recognized by the St. Lucian public. The Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Mrs. Belrose, has been on the organizing committee as the chairperson, ensuring that all is in place for St. Lucia's hosting and to ensure that we do present a very well-executed games. And I'd like to call upon Mrs. Belrose to address us and give us her opening remarks.
Of course, the Windward Islands Games have been around for quite some time, and I think for you as students, it's always an exciting event. The games, of course, do much to enhance us as young people, put us in the mode where we can interact, where we can relate, where we can establish our targets, set our goals for ourselves, and generally grow to be young, vibrant individuals. Each year, of course, the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports, and of course before that the Ministry of Education, and before that the Ministry of Social Transformation, have been involved in preparing a number of students to compete at the regional level. Our school sports program, of course, really comes into full bloom when we see the Windward Island School Games in effect. We've had coaches throughout the years working within the school system. We've had coaches working in the communities, and the Windward Island School Games gives us a chance to really assess what is happening in terms of coaching at that level. This year, of course, we sought to ensure that the team was prepared. I know we engaged in 2 camps, and I'm sure the manager will speak to that later on. We engaged in 2 camps, 2 weekend camps, to ensure that the team bonded together. Our coaches, of course, had been doing a tremendous amount of work from as far, I think, as February, with a number of you in terms of preparing you for this day. But of course, there were challenges in that process. And I think one of the major challenges we've seen this year is the fact that our volleyball team, the creme de la creme of the volleyball team, will be off to the NOSICA Under-20 International Championships in El Salvador during the period of the games. So we have now had to fall back on our second string team, and we trust that given the level of training and preparation that you've had, that you will rise to the occasion, those of you who are here, to deliver the goods for St. Lucia. It's going to be hard for the team, but we know that nothing good comes easy. You understand? And it's when we try, man strive best when he meets challenges. So we expect you to embrace that challenge and deliver the goods for St. Lucia through thick and thin, right? Sounds like a hard right, but it's right. Okay, in terms of the events, St. Lucia, of course, there'll be 7 events that we'll be competing in, and you all know them: track and field, volleyball male and female, basketball male and female, and of course, to name a few, football, of course, and netball. And of course, we've been working with the national sports federations as well as our coaches in-house to ensure that we are prepared for the games. Of course, sport continues to provide opportunities for young people, and for a lot of you, I'm sure within the next year or 2, the offers for scholarships will be coming through, just in the same way as we had for the groups that preceded you. And the ministry, of course, remains at service to ensure that you capitalize on those opportunities when they do come for you. We have limited financial resources, but we always try to see how best we can assist and make it happen for our young people. So as you go out to represent St. Lucia, we expect you to give your best. We expect you to perform. We expect you to embrace the challenge. We expect you to deliver the goods. And in so doing, we really want to say thanks to our sponsors. Of course, the government of St. Lucia has contributed significantly. We also have CBN and Windward, who have also come in to contribute, and they are partners in these games for a number of years now. And of course, we also have a number of local partners who have come in to assist us. Paradise Water, as you know, Dublis Bottling Company, H2O Water, Brighton and Partners, Chemical Manufacturing, Bank of St. Lucia, Ministry of Education, SMJ, Ministry of Social Transformation, the Cultural Development Foundation, the Fisheries Unit, Toiling, and of course Ramco. These are some of the agencies that have come on board with us to ensure that you have a great experience, and that of course St. Lucia can deliver perhaps the best games ever with respect to the Windward Islands Games. So we trust that as athletes you would go out and give off your best. That's all we ask of you, to just give off the 100%, the 110%. And I don't know what your chant is this year, but I'll say, hear that. May say that dead, we lose. May say that dead, we lose. Huh? So what's the chant? Hold it there? Hold it where? Hold it there? Yeah, but we hurt it. Huh? Well, it's really hurting me. You know what I mean? It's hurting me that I'm not feeling the vibes this morning. And I say that if you're going to represent us, we have to feel the energy. You understand? It has to come from you. And so if you're not ready, I know I probably challenged you at the wrong time, but I'm saying when you're in the game situation, you need to rev it on. You understand? And so when we ask you for the chant, you have to give it to us. So what's the chant?
Hold it there.
Hold it there. All right. I heard it. Okay, I hear you. Hold it there. Hold it. All right. Thank you.
Team manager. We have a team manager before him, Mr. Clivus Jules, to speak on the team preparation and some matters pertinent to Team St. Lucia.
I'm smiling, I'm happy this morning for a number of reasons. The journey has been rough this year, a little more challenging than it was last year because, you know, we're in a different environment. But I'm happy this morning that we come through and we are still standing. Hold it there. We're still standing. We started training some time ago. For some disciplines, we started earlier than others. But by May, June, everybody was in training. And we had 2 camps during the exercise to prepare Team St. Lucia for the 2014 Windward Island Games. I will speak to the preparation first, and then the journey as it continues, I will try to expound upon. For the basketball, the male basketball, I must indicate that the preparation started way before the rest of the team because they were involved in the National Basketball Federation Division 1 championship. And of course, they won that championship some time ago. So let's give the male basketball a round of applause. The female basketballers joined the male basketballers with some early practice. And I must report also that this year, for the first time in quite some time, I'm a little bit happy about what I see from the female basketballers. They look more ready than they were last year. So I'm expecting bigger things from the female basketballers, definitely. So let's give them a round of applause as well. The athletes, the track and field athletes, this area, this discipline has been a little bit up and down for us in terms of getting the preparation organized. But normally what we do is allow the athletes to participate, to train with their coaches until close after nationals where we pull our team together. And we have that. And I'm confident that the team we've selected this year will represent us well. I am confident that both the male and the female track teams, they're ready, and we're coming off the heels of winning the OECS championship. So track athletes, I know that you will represent us well. I know that you are prepared to fight, and coming off that last camp we had over the weekend, the energy is good from the athletes, and I'm hoping that that will go into the games as they come on the 28th of July. Netballers, that's my section. Once the netballers have been involved in practice with their coaches, both north and south of the island, a lot of them were involved in the national under-23 setup, and some of them in the senior setup as well. Some of them look so fit. I don't know, I have seen the netballers as fit as they look now. They look real good and ready to go. So last year in St. Vincent, we missed it. But this year, we're going to hold it there. Of course we will. That hurt it was really, that's like a faint hurt it. You all hungry? Yes. Oh, hold it there.
No bad. That's it.
Nice, nice. And our footballers, on Sunday, somebody say, Zogari prepare. Is that so? You're all saying that you pay as if it's you all that pay, you know. Hold it there.
No bad. That's it.
Hold it there.
No bad. That's it.
That's better. That's better. Our footballers on Sunday at the ending of the camp came back. Everybody was waiting for the footballers, and they came back with one set of noise because the footballers had defeated the national under 21 in a friendly encounter. So let's give the footballers, yeah. So the preparation continues. The journey continues. We're now moving closer to the games. We're counting days. It's now a time to be hyped, ready. Because over at the camp, we discussed that we're not going to let anybody come into our backyard and beat us. A man can beat you on the road, but once a man can come at your home and beat you, that's the lowest disrespect that you can get. Nobody's going to come home and beat us. That's not going to happen. That is not going to happen. So we are getting ready to defend our turf, our territory. That's us. Getting ready to defend St. Lucia. And I can see that you are beginning to get ready. If you're not quite there yet, I'm hoping by the end of today, when you leave here, your spirit, your energy will be ready. If you're not ready for that, you let me know early. Say, Manage, I feel I'm ready to defend that. And I will find somebody else who is. I will find somebody else who is. Now, I had a few things during the course of the preparation that really saddened me. But I think we've risen above all the obstacles, and now Team St. Lucia 2014 is ready to go. Before I end, I want to thank all the individuals who really made a special effort. Your parents that we thanked for giving up the time, making the energy. A lot of them called me, say, hey, what's going on? And some of you did call as well. So I want to applaud you for that, showing the interest. I want to applaud the coaches for the energy, the time that they've given, the sacrifices that they've made. And I want to thank the officials from the Ministry of Sports as well. PS, Minister, Director, always giving the support during the preparation. Always giving the support. And of course, I want to thank you, athletes, for putting in the hard work. But it has not ended. It's only beginning. It has not ended. It is only beginning. You look really good this morning. Your nice blue, sharp. Well, some of you looking a little deep comb the hair, but you look sharp. You look really sharp and ready to go. It is for you now to take that as we march on towards the games. Remember, you're not doing this for you. You're doing this for 170,000. You're doing this for all of us. You're not doing this for you. You're doing this for all of us. Now, as manager of Team St. Lucia, you know where I stand, but I will remind you, once I see that you are deviating, you are losing focus, my job will be to make sure that you refocus. My job will be to make sure that you refocus. Now I feel good that you look like it's sinking in. You look like you're getting it. And we're ready to go. So I think at this point in time, I should call Team St. Lucia.
Yeah.
You think I should? You think I should name Team St. Lucia? Yeah, you're all feeling like, wow, I should name. I going home. Should I name Team St. Lucia?
Yes.
Yes, let's name Team St. Lucia. Now I'll tell you something else though. Just before I name Team St. Lucia, I'll tell you something else. We still, as PS mentioned earlier, we still have some areas where we're still trying to tighten up. Tighten up because some of you're still in the hot seat. You're there, but we're not quite sure as yet. So let me name the site, and let us not think because your name was called today that it is an opportunity for you to sit down while I make that side already. And I'm not going to continue working hard, because once you lose the energy, once you lose the drive, it could be a minute before the race. I can say, hey, can I register somebody else because that person's not ready? I will. So we're not going to lose that fire. We're not going to lose that fire. So before I name the side, hold it there. All right, let me just run through our teams. I'm calling the sides now, and remember, you are on the side, but there's no sure seat in Team St. Lucia because there are so many other people ready to represent. There's no sure seat. But let's go with the side now. I'll call the track and field team. Janil Greenedge, Maverick Pamphil, CJ McLawrence, Darren DeFreitas, Desron Daisy, Denzel St. Math, Kurt Herman, Junior Fossois. Let's call our ladies. Sherlyn Jules, Shermalyn Albert, Michaela Hyacinth, Alana Paul, Rochelle Etienne. That was royal. Nima Leo, Gabriel Tobia. Let's call our volleyballers, our male volleyballers. Nehemiah Cherubin, Daniel Eudoxy, Scott Louis, Shemuel Klesse, Dionmed Joseph, Johanse Kazabo, Christos Jean-Baptiste, Yann Topier. Let's call our female volleyballers. A lot of them are not there this morning. I think they just came in, but I'll call them Jeda Alce, Joanna Cooper, Eurisha Brandis, Tessiana Nolan, Kimara Hippolyte. Our netball team, the girls who will win it for us this year. That was good, Rochelle. Kavina Sigobin. She too tired from jumping up carnival, so she can't stand up. Marisa Alain. Porchal Saint-Gis. Kamala Mangal. Nina Joseph. Shanaika Andrew. Tamara Samuel, Janella Didier, Vern Alexander, Lucky Prevail, and Valencia Class. Let's call our footballers. Tad Modest, Peter Motley, Francis Joyer, Macarthur Joseph, Zacchaeus Donnelly, Jakim Ochili, Tama Moise, Romel Hippolyte, Noah Didier, Kenil Polius, Troy Fanis, Neil James, Jason Simile, Rai Marriott. It's called our basketballers, the guys who last year missed it but have promised, and they promised this year, just as I promised them KFC, they promised that they will win it this year. Jamal Ajuda, Jean-Michel Eloise, Sylvan Louisian, Gervais Florius, Pakel Gumps, Tristan James, Donley Joseph. Donley, come on, stand up, man. Let people see that you're a tall fella too. Yes. Naron Lord. I must mention also we have 4 of our basketballers who are in a training camp over in Martinique. They got a stint to do a short training camp in Martinique, but they will be returning at the end of the week to join the training. Of course, our female basketballers, the ones who I'm very proud of, they've put in a lot of hard work this year and it's beginning to pay off. Ramani Luis Emmanuel, Kamika President, Shemaine Simon, Shakira Shuffler, and Maribel Mason. Team St. Lucia for WISG 2014. Put it together for them. Of course, I have to, and Desmond, you ready? Are we ready? Coaches, we ready? We ready, head table? Are we ready? Now we're going to bring down the house with this one, right? We're going to bring down the house with this one, right? Hold it there. Hold it.
We move right along with our program, and it's my pleasure now to call on the police representative. As you would know, that the police is very much an integral part of their planning for these games, and we're happy that this morning we have a representative from the police in the person of Corporal Ted King, who will speak to us this morning's celebration.
My task this morning is to address you on the law and you. The law is defined as a set of rules and conducts or action laid down and enforced. Young sportsmen and women, the onus is on you to abide and uphold the law, because no one is above it. Each of you is responsible for your wrongful action or actions. Therefore, the law must be adhered to at all times. No country is governed without rules to regulate human conduct. In St. Lucia, there are many law-abiding documents, such as the Criminal Code of St. Lucia 2004, which is intended to govern how we conduct ourselves in society. And I will give you a few examples: stealing from person, unlawful fighting, possession of dangerous weapons, threatening words, assault, gestures, use of obscene language in a public place, aiding and abetting, indecent assault, to name a few. Another is the Education Act, which governs the schools. It aims to standardize education and proper conduct. The Drug Misuse Act of St. Lucia, to ensure the non-possession of possession, cultivation and sale and trafficking of illegal or controlled drugs. In the event that one violates the law, punishment can be very severe, which can either be in forms of incarceration, huge fines, and in some instances, death. Community sports and recreational programs such as this is a step in the right direction. Sports can be used as a tool for crime prevention. It develops discipline, respect, and professionalism. Discipline is the act of training someone to obey rules or certain behaviors. It can also be used to describe the actual process of training others or yourself to follow certain rules and mannerisms. Discipline is a strict form of guidance used to provide authority. Discipline is used to prevent immoral behaviors and to teach proper etiquette and good behavior. Discipline often comes in the form of punishment, such as grounding. Another important factor about discipline in life is that self-discipline is something you can definitely teach yourself. Respect, feelings of deep admiration for someone or something elicited by their abilities, qualities and achievements, due regards for feelings, wishes, or rights of others, the particular aspect, point, or detail. Professionalism, the skill, good judgment, polite behavior that is expected from a person who is trained to do a job well. The Community Relations Branch, and by extension the Royal St. Lucia Police Force, eagerly looks forward to you implementing sports as a tool for crime prevention. With the collaboration and support of all relevant stakeholders, the objective of such a program can reduce crime and its negative effects in our various communities and the wider society. Once again, sports ambassadors of St. Lucia, I urge you to utilize sports as a tool to create a safer and more disciplined society for all. I thank you.
Our next presenter is a young man, part of Team St. Lucia, who tells me that his address has been committed to memory. So I'd now like to call upon Daniel Eudoxie to speak on behalf of Team St. Lucia.
I come this morning not as somebody high up in authority or something like that. One day, but I did today as a team member of Team St. Lucia. Windward is one of the best experiences you'll ever have in your life. I'm not lying to tell you. I'm not lying to tell you. Last year, we had so much fun at Windward. The volleyball, the basketball, and there was such a vibe. So I hope this year, coming to Windward 2014, the school games 2014, that we keep that vibe going and we stick together as a team. Okay? Stick together. Yeah, hold it there. As a team. Representing your country at a national level is a great honor, honestly. I've been playing volleyball for the St. Lucia national team junior national team for the past 3 years now, and it's been a really great experience so far. We've been traveling to many countries, playing high-level tournaments and stuff like that. And it is not only achieved by just coming on the court, going and run, doing training, but it's also up in your mind. You have to keep focused, and it's not only focus, but not only your physical ability, but when it comes to your education also, you have to do your schoolwork, you have to pass your exams, you have to do all that is part of being an athlete. Now, I didn't write no long speech. So, to end, I will leave you with the St. Mary's College motto, Summum Atingita Nintendo, which means the top is reached by striving. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. We can all see why you were selected to speak on behalf of the team, especially with the experience of representing the country and being able to share that experience with your other teammates. I think that will go a very long way in inspiring your team members to perform at the highest and to really feed off that experience. And your presentation today certainly should go a long way in boosting the motivation for the entire squad. Most of you here would have been selected on the St. Lucia team for this year's games based on the fact that you participated in various competitions organized within the schools under the auspices of the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports in collaboration with the Ministry of Education in this particular instance. And the current Minister of Youth Development and Sports, the Honorable Sean Edward, has been very steadfast in ensuring that this program within schools had been returned to a level of competition since he's been in office. And it's rather fitting that we have him here this morning to speak on the advent of us all being here for this occasion, presenting our team for the Windward Islands Schools Games 2014, and to hear of his own ecstasy and excitement of seeing all of you here in front of him, in front of all the other ministry officials and the police rep that we have here this morning, to really share with us his joy of having been here this morning and to be able to speak to you. I'd like to call on the Honorable Sean Edward to address us.
I just want to echo some of the sentiments that have been expressed here this morning. The first is that it is an honor to represent your country. For many of you, this is the first time. For others, you would have done it last year, or you would have done it through your federation or association. And as a speaker said before me, national representation is something you ought to take very seriously. You are not in this for yourself. You're not doing this for your friend who's sitting next to you right now. You are representing in excess of 150,000 people. And when you take to the playing field, you take to the tracks, you take to the court, you must always bear in mind that you are representing a country. And national representation in sport is something that comes with a tremendous responsibility. And I think the corporal said it nicely when he chided persons who probably have the intention of not staying on course as far as tournament rules are concerned. At your age, it is important for you to know that there are consequences to behavior. There are a set of rules that govern camp, a set of rules that will govern competition. And if you're not going to observe these rules and guidelines, then I'm sure the team manager and the rest of the ministry will have absolutely no choice but to ensure that you're replaced on the team. But I must say, in all honesty, given what I've seen from the head table, you seem to be an excellent bunch of athletes, and the sovereignty and image of our country is in good hands. So I want you to put your hands together for yourselves. And for someone who spent more than a decade in the classroom, I can always tell what to expect from students long before they've actually started doing the things that we ask them to do. Your department says a lot. I mean, there's some of you this morning, we had to ask you to close the jacket, but generally speaking, I am pretty much impressed with what I see. But I need to tell you that you need to have fun. And it was Mr. Eudoxie who made the point so eloquently a while ago, that the experience at the Windward Secondary School Games is second to none. And I'm not echoing something I heard somebody say. I can relate to that. Because a few years ago, I remember I said few, I was a member of Team St. Lucia participating in the secondary school games. There you get to make new friends, you meet people that from other countries, and even within the St. Lucia team, some friendships are going to be forged that will stay with you for the rest of your lives. Take it very seriously. This is an opportunity for growth. And it is something that the government is committed to. I do not want to rehash the point that has been made time and again that there were severe cuts in the allocation for the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports. But the government retained as a line item in the capital budget the Windward Islands Secondary School Games. And the government of St. Lucia had to find $298,000 to ensure the successful hosting of this year's competition. I also want to take the opportunity to thank the corporate sector for making a contribution towards the successful hosting of the competitions. Monies are hard to come by, but as a government, we remain committed to providing avenues for young persons to excel. There was a time in the history of our country when success could have been seen among youngsters on CXC certificates. You get 10 ones, you get 6 ones, and everybody would agree that you are on the path to greatness, or you're on the path to achieving for yourselves and your families. But today, as a more developed society, we've come to understand that it is not only in the academic realm that youngsters or young people are going to achieve their true potential. And that sport has become one of the key avenues through which you can realize your individual potential as athletes. And irrespective of the discipline, as Eudoxie said, if you stay focused, if you work hard, you can achieve anything that you want to achieve. We've continued as a government to improve on the sporting infrastructure in our country. Several playing fields have been refurbished. We're on the verge of constructing a 50-meter pool for the swimmers of our country. And we want to do more with the little that we have, because we recognize that St. Lucia's image on the international stage can be enhanced by the success stories of our young sportsmen and sportswomen. Have fun. That's a must. And if you don't have fun in camp, something is wrong. But whilst you're having fun, always remember that the government had to make sacrifices to make the money available for this tournament. Also remember, whilst you're having fun, that this can be a stepping stone for many of you to propel yourselves to the next level and to make it on the international stage. I've always said before that we are a rich repository of talent, sporting talent. That is what St. Lucia is, a rich repository of sporting talent. But talent alone in 2014 will not cut it. You must have the attitude to complement the talent. And I believe that given the reports that have been reaching my desk as it relates to the preparation of the various teams, St. Lucia is on course to winning the 2014 Windward Island Secondary School Games. A few years ago, we were in the cellar position. Last year, there was an improved performance in that we finished second in St. Vincent. As minister, I will settle for nothing less than first place in St. Lucia in 2014. We have the athletes, we have the coaches, we have the motivation, we have the home court advantage, as they say, and when all these things are brought together, I believe we would have found a combination to be crowned champions in 2014. So best wishes to all the athletes, the coaches, the manager, and on behalf of all my cabinet colleagues, including the Honorable Prime Minister, I want to wish everyone a successful 2014 Windward Island Secondary School Games. Thank you very much.